What is good, everyone? It's Richard here from Weight City Soul, and we're here to do a long-term update on the Under Armour Curry 2. Now, if you've watched our previous reviews, I said that the best performance shoe of 2015 was the Air Jordan CP 3.9. And while I still believe that that shoe suits a wider variety of players and Now, while I still believe that the CP 3.9 will probably suit a wider variety of players and a wider variety of playing styles, I myself have definitely gravitated towards the Under Armour Curry 2. This is really just a phenomenal basketball shoe, and it really excels at all the areas that I personally like in a basketball shoe. So I've got 6 pairs of these already. I've got a 7th pair in the mail. The hate streets are on the way, so I'm just going to give you some of my thoughts on how I feel about the shoe now that I've been playing in them for about 4 months. I picked up the Iron Sharpens Iron on drop day, so I've literally had these since day 1, and I've been balling in them since the get-go. So I'm going to tell you how I feel about them now that it's been a while. Now, the reason I gave the CP 3.9 the nod initially was because I found their fit and lockdown to be superior to these while still doing a good enough job with their tooling that it was comparable to the Curry 2. But what I have found over the last few months is that the tooling on the Curry 2 is really, really tough to beat. Whenever I had a choice to choose between the two shoes for a big game or for a long run, I would almost always choose this shoe because the shoe feels so great underfoot. And while it does bother me that the fit degrades so much over while you're wearing them, it's not something that's unfixable. You just have to retie your shoes every once in a while, and you're good to go, because the fit on these initially is also really excellent. So it really comes down to the fact that when it's time to play, I reach for the Curry 2. In my opinion, this really is the best performing basketball shoe on the market right now, and it's one of the cheapest, which is phenomenal. If you only need one shoe this year, and not everyone's a sneakerhead, so a lot of people operate like that. They buy one basketball shoe per season or per year, or every few months at least. And this is a shoe that you should really, really take a look at. It's such a great value for what you're paying. You're getting the best performing basketball shoe on the market, and it just so happens to be the signature of the best basketball player on planet Earth right now. And they're right in the middle of a historic season. When people look back at this shoe, it's going to be a part of this season where the Warriors broke the Bulls record or came very close. It's just going to be a shoe that goes down in history as very important. Now, a thing we're going to touch on is the production differences of the Curry 2 throughout its run so far. Early samples of the shoe all had Steph Curry's signature Philippians 4:13 quotation there, "I can do all things," but as you can see here, this production version of the father to son did not have that inscription. The shoes also featured a ID tag to designate which color it is, and these rubber traction pods on the inside of the collar. Now, the traction pods never really did anything in my opinion, but it was a cool feature that they were there, and maybe some people do feel like they do think something, but it's not something I ever really noticed. Now, as we move on through its production, you can see that this Dub Nation home colorway does feature the Philippians 4:13 quotation, "I can do all things." However, there's no tag on the inside of the tongue, and the shoe does not feature traction pods. Now, as we move on to the All-Star colorway here, you'll see that the shoe does feature the inscription and an inside tag to ID the shoe, but no rubber traction pods. So 3 colorways, and we already have 3 production differences. To tell you the truth, I wish that every shoe had the inscription and the tag and the rubber pods, because that is just us getting more for our money as consumers. I'm not sure why the differences are there, but it doesn't. It's pretty negligible. It's not really anything that affects the performance of the shoe or really the value of the shoe in any way. They're cool things to have, but you know, it's not a big deal. But again, as I mentioned in the previous review, the shoe could use more signature details. So the more things like this that pop up on the shoe, the better. I would really like to see a lot more Steph Curry specific things on the Curry 3. So yeah, in closing, I just have to say that, yeah, I do need to backtrack a little bit and give this shoe the title of Best Performing Shoe of 2015, because It really is a beast of a performer. It's a great value for your money, and it just so happens to be the signature shoe of the best basketball player on earth right now. Steph Curry is playing out of his mind. He's my favorite player, and to be able to own his shoe in such a great variety of colorways. The Curry 2 has such a dope lineup of colorways, it's unbelievable. But I'm really just a really massive fan of this shoe. So if this video has been helpful to you at all, please comment, like, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Wheat City Soul. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Richard, and they're just shoes.